To speculate on the market in Chicago, you need strong nerves and plenty of capital. Prices are more volatile here than on Wall Street. It's not stock that's traded here, but futures in wheat, oats, and other agricultural products. Chicago is home to the world's biggest futures market.
Corn is right up near its all-time high, so corn is very hot currently. Soybeans have backed off a bit, but they're still at very elevated levels. Rice had a huge run-up. It backed off, but now it's on the rebound again. Everything is in a state of flux. Everything is extremely volatile. I think things are going to remain hot, but which is going to remain hot and which is going to cool off? If I knew the answer to that, I could make an awful lot of money.
The traders here are betting on the future. They buy tomorrow's harvests at prices negotiated today. And that's what's paid when the harvest comes in, no matter how prices develop in the meantime. The futures market is expanding rapidly.
Deutsche Bank has a fund. They're one of the 5 largest index funds. And if I recall correctly, last year, Deutsche Bank's fund, which is very narrow, it only has 6 commodities in it, I think. I think they were up over 40%. So they had a fabulous year.
No one at Deutsche Bank headquarters in Frankfurt is willing to discuss these particular funds, but the bank is advertising with slogans like agricultural commodities limited and in demand. High food prices also mean high profits.
It's obvious that no attempt should be made to keep food prices low. Instead, it makes more sense to raise people's incomes so that they can pay higher prices. Because what we observe in many countries is that keeping food prices artificially low leads to a very inefficient use of these foodstuffs.
Jutta Zundermann is with ATTACK, a worldwide network of globalization critics. She wonders how food can be used inefficiently when people are going hungry.
Here in Frankfurt, the Deutsche Bank uses bakeries to distribute bags which say, "Are you happy about rising prices?" But the bank also invites people to speculate in foodstuffs. This is intolerable and cynical twice over, because there are people right here in Frankfurt who have trouble making ends meet, and because millions of people all over the world are going hungry because food is too expensive.
Frankfurt's financial institutes are in gold rush fever when it comes to agricultural products. But not every fund is in highly speculative futures. The DWS fund group invests in stocks.
We invest in farmland, plantations, agricultural technology, seed, and fertilizers. We also look at manufacturers, for example, meat processors, along the foodstuffs production chain. That's where we see advantages and much greater potential, and also more interesting areas to pursue.
Levermann's agricultural funds are among the world's largest. They've attracted $4.6 billion from investors, and the market hasn't disappointed them. The DAX stock index for global agricultural business has grown by a factor of 6 in recent years.
We think there's still very substantial potential in Africa, in the sense that technological advances that could be used there have not yet been implemented. With technology, you can produce 4, 5, or 6 times as much from a given area of land as you do today by hand. Increasing productivity by means of agricultural technology would be a solution on the African continent. There's enough land there.
But ultimately, the amount of land is limited, and the global population is growing. In the long term, demand will outstrip supply. That's a pretty good bet. But there's always money to be made, even if prices sometimes fall.